Hi everyone, it's Agnieszka from 5 Minute Language. Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe and you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. I really appreciate it. So 5 Minute Language is all about teaching you how to learn languages effectively, and that includes English. And I'm going to share a lot more advice for English learners, so make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for that. So today's video is about something tricky which many English learners find difficult, and that's learning grammar. Some people really dislike it and some people really love it. So let me know in the comments below, which one are you? Do you love learning grammar or do you hate it? So today I'm going to give you some strategies for how you can learn English grammar effectively. So I'm going to start with the most basic one, which is about setting your goals. And when you're setting your goals, it's not about saying that you want to learn grammar. What you're trying to do instead is you're trying to learn to speak English fluently and confidently and freely. So that should be your goal. And if you frame it that way, grammar is not really the focus of your learning. Your focus, your goal is to be confident when speaking English. Also, when framing that goal, frame it around the reason why you're learning. So for example, you might want to get a job in England or in America. So you will need to go to a job interview. So if you frame your goal around that kind of particular situation, it will be easier for you to decide which aspects of grammar you need to focus on. So for example, if you're going to a job interview, you will need to talk about your past experience. So you will need to know how to express yourself in English, talking about your past. So that will mean talking in the past tenses. But if you frame it in the context of your interview, it will become more meaningful and maybe more motivating as well if you're somebody who doesn't like learning grammar too much. Another situation might be that you've got a friend that you speak English with and you want to talk to them about the different shows that you're watching on Netflix right now. So to do that, you will need to use the present continuous tense. So that's another kind of situation that you can frame your goal around. You can say that you're aiming to be able to speak to your friend about the different shows that you're watching, or maybe a book that you're reading, and you will need to know how to express yourself in the present continuous tense in English. Or maybe you're a music teacher, for example, and you're teaching your students online, and you're teaching people from different countries. So you're speaking English to them and you need to know how to give them instructions, how to tell them what to do when they're playing the piano, for example. So in this case, you will need to practice imperative structures, or you need to practice the different grammatical structures in English that allow you to give instructions. So focus on that, frame your goals around what it is that you're trying to do, and that way you'll be more motivated, you'll be more focused, because you won't be wasting time on learning random grammatical structures that you will never use, and you will also be less bored if you're somebody who gets bored by learning grammar. So my next tip is about learning tenses, and for me personally, learning tenses was fundamental when I was learning English myself. So I think, there's quite a lot of tenses in English, but if you study them, if you understand them, it will really give you a head start. So make sure that you focus on tenses, and there's plenty of free resources online where you can learn tenses, you can learn the rules, the theory, but also practice. The next thing about learning tenses is once you know the theory, once you understand what the tense is for, you need to find a lot of examples. So find a lot of examples of tenses in different dictionaries, write them down in your vocabulary notebook, and also find some real life examples. So what I like to do is basically Google a structure or a sentence using quotation marks, and then it will find me an exact match of that phrase within a real context. So within the context of a website or a blog or an article, and that really helps you kind of solidify that knowledge. The next thing is learning through reading. So when you read, you will notice different grammar structures, and you will be able to understand the context, which means that you will be able to work out why a particular grammar structure is used. So when you're reading something, ask yourself, what is the tense that's being used here? And why is it being used here? You will understand the meaning of the message So that will make it easier to work out the reason why a particular grammar structure was used. Tenses are not everything though. Another big thing in the English language is conditionals. So the zero conditional, the first conditional, second and third. And basically once you've got the tenses right, you've got the conditionals right, then you've got most of the grammar right. So make sure you practice conditionals as well and write down loads and loads of examples of that. Again, through reading, when you read in English, you will be able to see those conditionals used in practice. And the final one I want to share with you is about learning articles. So articles can be really tricky for the speakers of many languages, including myself. I found it really difficult even when I was already pretty advanced in English. I still struggled with deciding whether I need to use a or the, so the indefinite article or the definite article. And I could never really understand the reason for a very long time, because even though I knew the theory, I couldn't really put it into practice. And being a Polish native speaker makes it more difficult because we don't have articles. So you have to understand the concept and then also understand when you would use it exactly. So to sum up, when learning English grammar, the most important thing is your goals. Focus on a particular situation that you want to be able to speak English in. Learn the tenses, learn the conditionals, and make sure you get the articles right. And obviously, vocabulary will enrich all of that and bind it all together, and you will make progress in no time. So good luck, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. It really means a lot to me. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye!